case. He was charged with assault first, wanton endangerment first, and tampering with physical evidence.
Can I have you repeat that one more time? I
Sure.
apologize.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Approximately 4:30 yesterday evening, the St. Matthews Police responded to a shooting at 6100 block of Dutchman's Lane at the extended stay. Upon our arrival, we located a female who had been shot one time, who was transported to University Hospital. She was in stable condition. At this point, we have arrested one juvenile, 17 years old. He has been charged with assault first, wanton endangerment first, and tampering with physical evidence.
Was the person who was shot, was she an employee at the extended stay or able to stay?
At this point, it was originally put out as a robbery, and we want to get the information out. This was not the case. The suspect in this case put that out to take the blame away from him, made up the story in general to obviously make, defer blame from him. What actually happened is still a little uncertain to us. We're still investigating, but it was isolated to this room between the victim and the suspect only. The charge of wanton endangerment was because a 4-year-old child was in the room at the time also.
So it's safe to say that they knew each other and it was targeted?
Yes, these individuals knew each other, and I won't say it was targeted. We're still trying to determine the situation, what occurred inside that room. We know the incident occurred inside that room through video evidence and testimony from a witness. The reports of a robbery gone bad, we disputed that at first, and obviously the evidence does back that up, that did not occur. We want to get that message out that this was an isolated event and the community was generally safe in this incident.
Is there more than one suspect?
No, everybody that's involved, we know all the parties involved at this point. There will be only one arrest in this case.
It came in as a juvenile. Is it still suspect as a juvenile?
Yes, suspect is 17 years of age. Obviously not supposed to have a handgun to begin with. And again, the circumstances, we're still trying to sort through what actually occurred and why this happened. Not sure if it was domestic related or what the situation is, but our investigators are still trying to sort through the information there and determine what happened.
Can you talk more about the call that came in? Was it from an ongoer, someone just there, and what they had to say when they called in?
Well, actually, the call came in from the suspect. And that's why when we originally showed up and when I got there, we knew a lot of the information that was given by him was not adding up. That's why it led us to look at other means, and obviously we spoke to the victim herself. We did look at other video which disputed the fact that someone was following her. So that kind of led us to believe that it was isolated to this incident, and obviously we got the information to make an arrest for our suspect.
And this occurred inside the building in a hotel room?
Yes, the actual shooting took place inside the hotel room itself.
Is there,
Where's the 4-year-old?
The 4-year-old was given to a grandmother and is safe.
the child belonged to the victim or the suspect?
The child belonged to the victim.
Is there any update on the victim's condition?
Definitely stable at this point. May have even been released. I'm not sure yet, but good news. This didn't turn out more tragic. Anything else? Good deal.
Can you tell us anything about the area or what it was like to come to that specific location?
Anytime you have an apartment complex, extended stay, hotel, motels, you will have obviously different people coming in. We have some problems there, usually more trouble runs, disputes with management, transients coming in at that point. But generally that area is very safe. I've seen at this point that's going to be a very isolated incident. That's our first shooting of the year. St. Matthews itself is very safe in general. Things can happen anywhere, but we believe this to be a very isolated event.
So essentially, when the 911 call was placed, the suspect was essentially trying to pawn it off as he didn't do it. He was either a victim or saw it happen, thinking that the 911 call would get him off the hook.
Yeah, he called in generally to defer blame to someone else. He had issues prior to this. Again, trying to make up a story hoping that, we would look elsewhere and not look at him as a suspect. Again, when we arrived on scene, none of the things that he was saying was actually matching up to what we'd actually seen or experienced in the past, and it just didn't seem likely that that's the way it would have occurred. Again, through our investigation, through video and other testimony, it was obviously that he was involved in the shooting itself.
Would you like help from the public at all in this investigation?
At this point, I think we're pretty solid in the evidence we have. I think anytime the community can give input, that's great. But in this case, I think we're pretty solid on our arrest. But just want to get the message out to the community that this was an isolated event. I don't believe anybody else was in danger at this point. So there was no robbery. This was a situation between these individuals.